E3 is officially coming back in 2023, but a lot of us gamers are honestly thinking if it's worth it. Let's talk about it. E3 E3 was the biggest event in gaming. Like a lot of us know that. There were multiple gaming events going on throughout the year, whether it been E3, PAX, East, PAX West, the Game Awards show, Gamescom. There's a bunch of shows that goes on Gamescom, but E3 was always regarded as the biggest show for gaming. Always. And I guess that's why part of me feels like E3 can make a comeback. Paired with the fact that Reed Pop is they're in charge of it now, for the most part. But at the same time, and Reed Pop has a proven track record, to deliver really good shows. It's just they can't control everything, and as gamers, it sounds good for E3 to come back, but are we really going to watch it? Especially if certain publishers aren't there. Like, come on, let's be honest. If PlayStation comes out and says, "Hey, we're not going to attend E3," our expectations at that point are definitely going to be decreased. Like, we're not going to have the same expectations for that show that we would with if they were to be there. Let's just be honest here, right? And that's not saying that means it's going to be a bad show, because that's not what I'm saying. But when PlayStation is at a show, it highlights the show automatically. Like when PlayStation is at any event, they are the highlight. They're the main event. They're the highlight. So and honestly, that's just the truth. That's just everybody wants to see PlayStation, whether you hate it or love it, and that's just the honest truth. But the problem with this though is a lot of publishers are making their own shows, man. They're doing their own shows, and they're saving money doing that. And I'm sure that they get to control more. They get to control more what they show, what they want to show, and stuff like that. Back when E3 was really a thing, when people were excited to go, I'm sure these publishers and developers felt a need to show something of significance because it's E3. But now they really don't. They do their own show, and then they kind of, sometimes the shows are good, sometimes they're bad. It just depends on who's holding the show. And most of the time, man, in my opinion so far, PlayStation's been the only one really living up to that expectation to an extent, because there has been some bad state of plays, and I guess it depends on the state of play. They kind of been very clear with the communication. After a lot of us got on PlayStation about their problems with communication. So yeah, it's just definitely interesting to see what's going to happen with E3, man. Some publishers, I truly just think it depends on what publishers go. Obviously, what their show is important. But seeing what publishers and developers are going to be actively engaged at E3, that is probably the most important part to me. We will be physically be able to go, so I am excited about that, and more than likely I'm leaning on going because I haven't been to a gaming event. Have I ever been to a gaming event? I don't think I've ever been to a gaming event. Now that I think about it, because I've been overseas just for such a long time. The closest thing I've really been to a gaming event was it Comic Con? Or no, GalaxyCon. I'm sorry, GalaxyCon here in Raleigh. It was downtown, and it wasn't really about gaming. But a lot of people in the gaming usually like comics and stuff like that. So that's why I went, and of course I'm into comics as well. So I mean, yeah, there's really not that many other gaming events that we could physically go to. So I'm definitely looking at going to this E3 regardless. Just to meet up with gamers and talk to gamers and just meet different people, man. That's something I genuinely enjoy as a person. But again, it just when it comes to the significance of E3 and it returning, it just depends on who's going to be there. It really just depends on who's going to be there. And not to mention, also, I do think E3 should go to, some different locations. And I was on Crossfire X, and shout out to Mooch. We had a conversation about this on this topic, and a lot of us felt that E3 should be held at different locations. It shouldn't always be held in LA, and it doesn't. I feel like, I'm not saying it's going to be easy to do. Someone did explain that on the panel. There's probably a lot of logistics and things that goes into making this happen. Which, I mean, obviously that's a thing. But listen, a lot of us want to go to E3, and look, I don't have a problem with flying to LA, but others do. So I definitely think E3 going to different locations will help. It'll be more accessible to more gamers and things like that. So definitely look forward to seeing more information come out, about E3 returning. But with that being said, man, I hope you all enjoyed this video, man. Hope you liked the information. If you did, please hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you want to see any future content from me, and hit the bell, man, if you want to see future content from me and be notified whenever I do upload that. So again, this is Strictly, man. Hope everyone's good. It's your boy, and I'm out. Deuces.